Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Stranger Things for season 4. But there are spoilers for all of Stranger Things in this content, and we're going to talk about 420, right? And Dungeons and Dragons' relationship to 420, and the message that, in my humble opinion, is the Duffer brothers are saying simultaneously with the D&D design team and simultaneously with Netflix. The message that the Duffer brothers are trying to tell you about Dungeons & Dragons and its relationship to 420. All right. So first of all, I have this theory that it is my humble opinion that the Duffer brothers created a trilateral wrist-based communication system, and that they are carrying messages for Dungeons & Dragons in their Stranger Things content. Link below for that video, okay? If you're not fully aware of that. All right, but you can't understand what I'm saying here without watching that. So let's go. All right. So 420. All right, 420 is, the substance that America has decriminalized, right? It's made it legal in a few states, but it's a mess. It's a hot mess in America, right? In America, we got this serious problem, right? Here's what happens in America right now. We say, oh, the American people want this. And then they do some stupid poll and get some number and throw it up on WAPO and NYT, and then pretend that the American people want anything and ignore the fact that the American people, what they want is shown in their electoral, right? And so when you go to make 420 legal somewhere, often it can't be made fully legal. It gets put into this quasi-legal state, and it's a mess. And the laws are really weird and really problematic all over the country, because we're pretending that America supports this. But guess what? Just coincidentally, they elect a whole bunch of people who do never make it legal, fully legal, right? Except they're in a few states, right? And so it's a mess, right? So what I want to talk about today is, what are the Duffer brothers, in my humble opinion, saying in Stranger Things Season 4 about the relationship between Dungeons & Dragons and 420, all right? So first of all, let's look at the history of of Dungeons & Dragons' relationship to 420. So Dungeons & Dragons is a cultural phenomenon. It was created in 1974, and it's gone forward, and it's a huge cultural icon, Americana element icon today, okay? And what is its relationship to 420? Well, it's pretty significant, right? There's no question that a significant portion of the 420 community is in the D&D community. And there's been crossover. There's been Venn diagram crossover between these communities for a long time, right? And I think for a long time, Dungeons & Dragons didn't really care about this, right? But at this point in America, the question about 420 is very real, and there's a lot of debate going on in America. 420 is a huge debate in America. One of the things that happened for a long time was everybody this is safe, it's natural, it's organic. There's no problem, right? Now, the thing is, I get it. I'm an evangelical Christian. You know what I think about 420. I don't like it. I think it's incredibly dangerous. I think it's a waste of everybody's time. And I think it's generally bad, right? I know, yeah. All right, if some doctor prescribed this, if a real doctor prescribed this for a real condition, I'm not talking about you, right? But I would say that's a very small, that is the minority, not the majority. Like in America, I think we're still very much at a state where the majority of people using 420 are doing it recreationally. And I will say flat out, there's a lot of WAPO and NYT articles that are a lot of the ones who are using it medicinally, those aren't real doctors and those aren't real conditions. Not all, but a lot, right? And so this is a huge debate in America, right? So all this is going on, right? And so D&D community, it seems very clear if you look at the facts on the ground that there has been crossover between the 420 community and D&D community. People who use 420 play D&D. People who play D&D use 420, right? We don't really know the numbers, but we definitely know there's a Venn diagram crossover, right? So the Duffer brothers come together, right? And there's a relationship between the Duffer brothers and Netflix and the D&D design team, right? That relationship is literally quite tangible in the D&D Stranger Things box set that is literally sold today, right? That is a maintained, built, product, that a communication channel, that a quite literal front channel has been set up, And there's also a back channel that's been set up in the D&D games that are being run with D&D stars between Chris Perkins and B. Dave Walters. The front channel of communication is real. The back channel of communication is real. So what are the Duffer brothers saying today about 420 and Dungeons and Dragons? Well, the character Jonathan Byers is Will Byers' brother, right? And Will Byers went through a huge, horrible trauma in his life. And that was, he realized he was LGBTQ, realized he was in love with his dungeon master, realized his dungeon master had zero interest in him, and very real, very tangible interest in Will's real friend, 11, right? And so at the same time, he realizes, oh my gosh, I'm LGBTQ. Oh my gosh, I'm doomed that the person I love is never going to love me back. Absolutely horrifically traumatic, right? Jonathan Byers loves his brother Will. Literally risked his life many times in season 1, 2, and 3 to make sure he was safe. But in season 4, Jonathan finds 2 new friends. He finds his friend Argyle, and he finds his friend 420. And Will Byers, in the show, carrying the message, in my humble opinion, that the Duffer brothers, the Netflix, and the design team, and the D&D design team are telling you is, oh, what's our opinion of 420 now? It sucks. Here's why. Jonathan Byers loves his brother Will do anything for him. Abandon him with 420. 420 sucks. 420 will make sure that the people you love, you will fail. You will fail them. You will not be there. And that's exactly what Will said. He said, when I was, Jonathan says, I know I failed you. I know I needed to be there. I'm sorry. And Will said, yes. Literally said, when I needed you, you were stoned. That's what he says literally. By extension, he was saying, you were gone. You abandoned me. So if I, Scott Garibay, tell you, stay away from 420, it will make you suck and be a horrible failure to the people you love. That doesn't mean anything. I'm an evangelical Christian. Of course I'm going to say that, right? But the Duffer brothers are saying it to you right now. And they're not evangelical Christians, and they're not even anti-420, right? But we've reached a point in America where the truth is out, right? 420 sucks. It is an excuse to check out of life. If you have a real doctor who gave you a real medical, thing for 420, I'm not talking to you. But if you're a wake and bake stoner, you suck, and you are failing the people you love, according to the Duffer brothers, in my humble opinion, and according to the D&D design team, and according to Netflix. I think they're in tandem carrying this message forward. It is my humble opinion that we've landed in a world where the Duffer brothers, Netflix, and the D&D design team are like, oh yeah, we're looking at the world. 420 is 20 times more powerful than it was in the 80s. This is no longer pretend. 420 sucks. And if you 420, you absolutely will 100% fail the people you love, and you will suck and be gone when you are needed the most. And I agree with what, in my humble opinion, the Duffer brothers, Netflix, and the D&D design team are all saying together in tandem. Yeah, stay away from 420. That's my humble opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know what you think is the relationship between these things. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the products. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.